sunlight picked out glints of copper, russet and gold, she had to concede that to do anything truly wrong, he would have to try very hard indeed. It was just a good job he didn't know it, or know that sometimes the sight of him still made her catch her breath. "Well, you could stop your constant pressing me to name the day."
"And why would I do that? I want us to be wed. I thought you wanted us to be wed."
"I do, it's
Just what?"
But therein lay the problem. She didn't really know what was holding her back. If she knew that, then she might be able to work out what to do about it. With a long sigh of frustration, she stared beyond him across the yard. A clump of thistledown was being borne across it on the breeze. Entranced, she watched its progress. She knew how it felt to be propelled along like that, with no say as to speed or direction, for the more she thought about getting married, the more she felt as though she was hurtling towards something she wasn't entirely sure she wanted. It wasn't that she had reservations about Luke himself, but rather what he was offering her. Marriage, motherhood, being stuck in Woodicombe. It all felt so unimaginative and predictable, so dull. Realizing it would be difficult to explain any of that to him, she drew her eyes back to his face. He was an earthy, honest man, a charmer, good-looking in an unkempt, unfussy sort of way. Bright and sparky, he had it in him to make more of himself, she knew he did, and she suspected that deep down he knew it too. "You ever think about doing something different?" she asked as the thought struck her.
"My every waking moment. Though mostly what I think about starts with me finding you alone somewhere and ends with you not fighting me off. That'd be real different."
In despair, she shook her head. "That is not what I meant by different, and well you know it." With a grin, he shrugged his shoulders.
"I thought you'd want me to be truthful."
Conceding that perhaps her question had been a mite vague, she turned her eyes back across the yard. The thistledown was long gone, could almost be anywhere by now. "What I meant was, do you ever think about doing something different with your life? With our lives?" She watched him press his lips together in thought, noticing how the lightest of creases wrinkled his forehead.
"Now and again, I suppose. November time, maybe, when I'm manuring the rhubarb and the rain's coming in sideways off the Atlantic. You know, when I were a lad, I had a fancy for a life at sea. I used to stand up there at the beacon and watch the boats a-coming and a-going from Westwood Quay. I fancied it'd be thrilling to sail away and leave the land behind. You know, go on an adventure. But more lately, I've started to think how I'd like..."
An adventure. Out of the blue, he'd just given her something she could use. "Luke, let's us go on an adventure."
"What?"
"Run away with me."
"What?"
Under his puzzled stare, she shifted her weight. Perhaps she could have gone about that in a more considered fashion. "Think about it," she started again. "We could go anywhere. We could go to London and make our fortunes, or to Plymouth or Bristol and join a ship bound for America to start new lives. People do that, you know. Just think, you'd get to see what it's really like to sail away from the land."
"You been out in the sun? Either that or you've had a blow to the head."
"Sun? When do I get the chance to be out in the sun? And no, nor have I had a blow to the head. I mean it. Let's run away together and do something new. I'm told there's a big wide world out there." In emphasis of her point, she swept her arm in a wide arc.
"Kate,
I'd marry you as soon as tomorrow if it meant the chance of starting out somewhere different. Think about that."
"All right. Say we did run away, as you put it. What would you have us do when we got there? Only so far as I can see, no matter how far we journeyed or where we pitched up, we'd still be the same two folk we were here, toiling for them that's more fortunate than us. I'd still be a gardener and you'd still be a maid."
She shook her head impatiently.